Hello students, in this session I'll be explaining modals and the different types of modals along with their usages. So let's start with the meaning and definition of modals. So children, modals or modals auxiliaries are verbs that are placed before the ordinary verbs or the main verb, and that is used to express possibility, to express ability, capability, permission and suggestion. So whenever we have to express any suggestion or any capability, ability, then we use modals. For example, the examples of modals are can, could, may, might, shall, should, will, would, must, ought to and etc. So these are the examples of modals. So children, modals are basically verbs. We can say that modals are verbs. And these verbs, these modals auxiliaries or these modal verbs, they are placed before the main verb or the ordinary verb. They are never placed after the ordinary verb. They are placed always before the ordinary verb. And children, we never add ing or ed to modals. Like we never say canned, ya canning, ya wooding. Always we say can, could, would, might, shall, should. So ed or ing is not added to the modals. And children, if we have to frame a negative sentence, means modals are used in order to frame negative sentences also. For example, if we have to make a negative sentence or a negative statement, then we will use the word not. For example, cannot, could not, will not, shall not. So we can use the word not or nt. For example, can't, like this. Okay, but we never use ing or ed to it. Next point is, children, whatever the person may be of the subject, for example the first person, second person or third person, the modal will remain unchanged. We will not add anything to the modal. It may be first person, the subject may be in the first person, or the subject may be in the second person or third person. The modal will remain unchanged or fixed. For example, with I can, we can, he can, she can, they can. Means with all the subjects we use the same modal. We don't make any changes in the modals. So now children, now I'll explain the different examples of modals along with their usages. So the first modal which I'll explain will be can and could. Now I'll explain you the usage of can and could. Children, we basically use can and could in order to express ability or capability. In order to express our ability, that what is our ability, what is our capability, we generally use can or could. For example, I can do my work, I can swim. We use can. And could is used to express past tense. I could do that work, I could swim. Means the sentence is in past tense. So in order to denote any sentence of past tense, we use could. And can and could, they both are used to express capability or our ability. The next point, we use can and could in order to seek and grant permission. Whenever we need to take permission or whenever we have to grant permission, then we use can or could. For example, can I do this work? Can I do that? Can I play here? Yes, you can. See, in order to ask permission or grant permission and seek permission, we use can and could. One more thing children, can is used to seek an informal permission. Whenever we are in a situation, in an informal situation, we use can. And we use could for in an extremely formal manner. Could you please give me those documents? Or could you please leave your documents to me? Means whenever we are expressing in an extremely formal way, but at the same time being very polite. Whenever we are saying something in a very polite manner, we use could. Next point. Children, can and could, they are used to express possibility. Now what is possibility? Possibility means something can happen also and it can not be happen. Means the chances are 50-50. Whenever the chances of anything is 50-50, that is called possibility. So can and could, they are also used to express possibility. For example, he can come today or he could come today. And in case of possibility, children, we use could to show or to indicate a weak possibility. Means very less chances. He could come today. Means might be possible that he could come today but not sure. Means it is a very weak possibility. Then we use could. Now next, children, we use can and could in order to express an offer or suggestion. In order to express any offer or in order to express any suggestion, we use can or could. For example, you can leave your books with me. Now example of could will be, I could drop you to school. So these are the examples of can and could, and these are different usages of the modal can and could. Now let's come to the second type of modal, children, that is may and might. Now I'll tell you the usage of may and might. Children, may and might, they are mostly used in formal situation. Means whenever we are talking about any formal situation or any formal circumstances, then we use the modal may and might. Now let's come to the usage. Children, may and might, they are generally used to express or to seek permission. Means whenever we want or we need a permission, then we use may or might. For example, may I come in, sir? May I go to the washroom? He said that I might go there. So whenever we need permission or in order to seek any permission, we use may or might. Children, we use might in case of past tense. Whenever the sentence is in past tense, then we use might. Now, children, may and might, they are also used to express a chance or possibility. Chance or possibility, as I told you, that possibility means that equal chances of something happening or something not happening, means 50-50 chances. That refers to possibility. So in order to express any chance or possibility, we use may or might. For example, it may rain today. He may come today. It might rain today. Now what is the difference between may and might in case of possibility? Children, may is used to express a strong possibility that something might happen. It may happen. But might, it is used to express a weak possibility. Means something, the chances are very less. Then we use might. Then children, may and might, they are used to express offer or suggestion. Whenever we are offering something or whenever we are giving any suggestion, then also we use may or might. For example, you may consult my doctor for treatment. Means we are offering something, we are suggesting something to someone that you may consult my doctor. Or I might visit the farm before deciding to buy it. I might decide to visit the farm. Means it's a suggestion, it's a kind of suggestion. So whenever we are talking about any suggestion or any offer, we use may or might. Then children, we also use may or might in order to express wishes, hopes and prayers. Whenever we wish someone, may God bless you. May God bless you with good health, prosperity. So whenever we are seeking or whenever we are giving good wishes, whenever we are blessing a person or anybody, we use may. Okay, for example, may God bless you. May you always remain happy. So this was the usage of may and might. Let's come to the next modal, children. Our next modal is will or shall. Children, will or shall, it is used to express some suggestion or promise or some kind of assurance. In order, when we give some kind of assurance, then we use will or shall. For example, I will come to your wedding. We shall have a holiday tomorrow. These are the examples of suggestion or promise or to give any kind of assurance. Children, will or shall is also used to indicate or to express an action that is in simple future tense. Now, what is simple future tense? Children, simple future tense means an action that has not happened yet, an action or a work that has not happened yet, and the work, it is likely to be done in the near future. Means you will do that work in the near future. That refers to simple future tense. For example, I will go there tomorrow. I shall meet you next Sunday. These are the examples of simple future tense. Now children, I'll explain the usage of shall. Children, shall is used to ask the will of a person addressed. It is used to ask the will of the person that is or who is addressed. For example, shall I buy you an ice cream? Shall I buy you that red beautiful dress? Means asking, you are asking somebody, you are asking the will of the person, whether the person is wanting something or not. Then we use shall in order to express an offer or any suggestion. Whenever we express any offer or whenever we give any suggestion, we use shall. For example, shall we seek help of others? It is a suggestion. Shall we seek the help of others? Then children, shall is used to seek advice. We also use shall in order to seek any advice. For example, what shall I do next? What shall I do about it? Means any kind of advice. In order to seek any advice, we use the word shall. We use the modal shall. Then children, shall is also used to indicate an obligation. Now what do you mean by obligation? Children, obligation means a duty or commitment. Means you are committing somebody. You are committing to do a particular work to somebody. That means you have to do it. You are bound to do that particular work. That refers to obligation. For example, members shall pay the membership fees regularly. Means they are bound to pay. They should pay it regularly. They should pay the membership fees regularly. It is a commitment of the members. So this was the usage of shall. Now I'll explain you the usage of will. Children, will is used to express decisions made or intentions expressed at the time of speaking. Means whenever we are speaking something, the decision that we are making at that time, then in that case we use the modal will. For example, I will come back within 1 hour. Means I am speaking something and within that time only I told that I will come back within an hour. Or I'll come back soon. I will come back soon. Next is in order to predict something. When we have to predict something, then we use the modal will. For example, you will be a great businessman one day. Means I am predicting something. It has not happened yet, but I am predicting that the particular thing or the particular situation will happen sometime in the future. So I am predicting it. So, for example, you will top in your board exams. I am predicting this. So, we use will in order to predict something. Next, children, we use will to formally announce some future event. If we are announcing any future event and that also formal event, then we use the modal will. For example, the president will inaugurate the hotel on Monday. Means it is a formal thing. I am telling this to everybody. This is a formal situation, a formal circumstance. So in order to express any formal circumstances and that also to everybody, any formal future circumstance, then we use the modal will. Then children, will is used to indicate habits and characteristics. It is also used to indicate any habit or characteristics, our habit or our regular thing. For example, he will always have a cup of coffee after supper. Means it is his habit. He will every day he'll have it. He'll have a coffee after the supper. So in order to indicate any habit or any regular action, we use the modal will. Now children, let's move to the next modal, that is should or would. So first I'll explain you the usage of should. Children, first of all, should is the past tense of shall. We have already dealt with the modal shall. So should is basically the past form of shall. For example, he asked her whether he should buy an ice cream. He asked her whether he should buy an ice cream. Means I am telling something about the past tense, past event. Then we use should. Next, children, should is used to express a duty or an obligation. Obligation means that duty only, or commitment. Moral duty or commitment refers to obligation. So should is also used to express it. For example, we should follow traffic rules. It is a moral duty. It is our obligation to follow traffic rules. We should never speak lie. Means this should be an obligation. We should never speak lie. Next children, should is used to express logical deduction. Means in order to express a sentence with logic, we use should. For example, there is a huge traffic near the station, so Jack should be late for dinner. So since there is a traffic near the station, so Jack, who was coming there, he should be late. We are explaining or the logic. So we use should in order to express any logical deduction. Then children, we use should in order to suggest or to give advice or ask for any suggestion or advice. We use should. For example, you should exercise daily in order to stay fit. Means I am giving some advice, I am giving some suggestion that you should exercise daily in order to be fit. You should go on a walk every morning. You should go on a walk on every morning. Means again I am giving a suggestion or an advice. Then children, we use should in order to indicate any possibility, any chance. We use should. For example, India should win the match against Australia. Means this is a possibility, and in order to express any possibility, we use should. Now let's come to the next modal, that is would. Let's see the usage of would. Children, basically would is the past tense of will. We have already dealt with the modal will. So would is the past tense of will. For example, I said that I would come the next day. The sentence is in past tense, so we will use would. Next children, it is used to indicate past habits or characteristics. Any past habit or characteristics is indicated by the modal would. For example, Raman would take a walk every morning in the local park. Means it is a past habit, it is a regular habit. So in order to indicate any past habit or characteristic, we use the modal would. Next children, we use the modal would in order to make a polite request. Means sometimes would is used to make a polite request. For example, would you please pass me the salt please? It's a polite request, and in order to have a polite request, we use the modal would. Would you please pass me the paper please? Any polite request, we use the modal would.